first 5 minutes.
LSU missed its first 7 shots. Not exactly the anatomy of an upset. If you're LSU trying to pull one off here, we'll see if they can heat up, and that'll help. A triple from the corner by P.J. Carter, the 5th-year senior.
Yeah, P.J. Carter had experience at Memphis last year. They need a pop right now to try to take off some of this Mardi Gras magic. And Malik Thomas, he's a guy that we probably forget about, right? Because we were his defenders at 6'5" and 185 pounds. This duo was simply sensational.
Arkansas has made its last 5 shots. Acuff just makes it so easy, slithering into the lane and laying it up reverse style. And then a block by Thomas. Here come the Razorbacks up 10. Oh, and almost rocking the rim. Certainly earned some points, I would like to think.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Arkansas has piled up plenty of points here in the early going. Here's another blow by, that time a miss by Acuff. But there for the follow is Billy Richmond. One thing Coach McMahon talked to us about today, Arkansas offensively, you take a look at the metrics, and again, at this time of the year, I tend to look at conference marks. There you see great backdoor action, easy lay-in for Acuff Jr. He already has 9 points for the Razorbacks.
Remember, at Bud Walton, LSU played the Razorbacks. It was a 2-possession game, Mr. Ewing.
Man, this is what Arkansas can do if you're not careful. They can take your breath away with what they're able to do offensively.
Each point guard spot, starting 5 games in a row. And you can see he's not a true point guard, but he's a good decision maker and athletic and talented enough to help.
Thomas, tough shot in the lane.
Point transfer from Omaha to Real Rogers High School. He's having challenges adjusting to the athleticism in the league.
My goodness! Nwoko nearly took the rim off the backboard. That'll provide the spark that LSU needs.
Well, my guess is it's going to provide a spark for Arkansas to try to answer it, which is better for us.
Yes. Kick out from Acuff, Brazil again, and that's part of the game you were talking about, Fish, that has evolved.
Yeah, I mean, when you've got Darius Acuff reads that as well, he settles it down here on the offensive end.
Around the screen, rise and fire, bucket. A triple for Acuff.
Hey, man.
Yeah, that's NBA looking move, right?
He's good. It's a defense.
Another late clock situation for LSU. 1 second, and Brazil. My goodness indeed.
Hey,
that is 3 blocks, and that's more of a catch than it is a block, and 7 rejections for Arkansas.
Listen, hey, look, he jump stopped, he shot faked. Give me that. That's when you do everything that you can, but at the...
You probably get that. College, you still need a little more. Oh, that will count. This has become a Dunkathon. That's Robert Miller dropping the hammer. Richmond somehow explodes to the basket and sneaks it in.
Well, if it's a dunk contest, Darian Peterson, UConn, there's a lot of good ones, but I like Arkansas against a lot of those teams.
Nice lay-in, knifing in was Ewan. I'll say this, too, about the defense. Defensively, it's only going to get better.
Absolutely. Just got to find some minutes for everybody once they get back.
That's the best-looking shot that LSU has had. An open 3 from the wing. Sutton splashes, and it's back to a 10-point game, but there's the answer. When in doubt, go to Acuff. Fort spans over holidays. It spans over really cold weather here of late. So a lot of things can happen. Oh, I thought that was an alley-oop initially out of the hand of Thomas.
I'm still not sure what it was.
Darius Acuff, 14 points, 3 assists, and a half that was full of highlight slams and just more smooth operator spin. Thomas goes back up top. Here's Acuff. Late clock situation. Acuff just makes it look easy. He saw the big man Robert Miller on him and said, that's a mismatch.
But did you evaluate the game so well?
So crafty, so under control. Inside, big to big, but a block. Another one for Brazil. That's 4 rejections for Brazil.
Yeah, he's
the moment I watched him in person play, said I knew that's the guy I want.
Yeah, and his dad, I had a chance to meet Darius earlier tonight. He said, I appreciate all the nice things that you said about my son. And my response
for the game high 18 points. And now a steal by Thomas. Ahead to Acuff. Look out. Lay-in.
Unbelievable. Markel Sutton was running like he was in a 100-meter dash.
Yeah.
But
we know that's not really the truth. We're not here to tell lies. But I do think there are multiple teams that can win it this year.
Look at that pass.
There's the stuff on the other end. Malik Thomas making it 50-33.
He doesn't hold the basketball, right? Darius Acuff, as efficient as he is scoring the basketball, one of the reasons why the Razorbacks are second in the league in 17.5 assists per game is because of this.
Brazil on a steal. Brazil will have it. So many like to say, Fish, you make your march in February. This is such an important time of the year for these teams.
Well, and as much as we have praised Arkansas, LSU hasn't been able to get closer. Every time they start to pull the lead.
And they started off hot from 3. They hit 4 of their first 5. But then came a streak the likes that I haven't seen in a while as LSU tries to take advantage of the turnover. 3-0, tapped around, and look out, here comes Acuff. Full throttle on the attack. Got it. I mean, how do you stop him? 22 points for Acuff. He's throwing out some Derrick Rose vibes here tonight.
Well, for I would say 70 to 80% of players, that would have been a bad shot.
Right. Richmond in transition. And a timeout. Stop the bleeding now. 12th turnover for LSU. Largest lead for Arkansas. 13:07 to play at the PMAC. That Paul said is covering recruiting is the way he does. He said he thought that what made him so productive coming out of high school, he was always playing at higher levels. There's a 3 by the other star freshman Malik Thomas.
NC State last night. My goodness.
Talk about a coach who's done a fine job in a short amount of time with that program. That's Acuff. Went all the way back to 96, 97. Could not find a player, forget about freshmen, just a player to lead the SEC in both scoring and assists in league play. So Darius Acuff has a chance to make some history this year. Well, great and 1 by Thomas.
And that's why you got to talk about Darius Acuff.
5 of the SEC's 7 players will be guys that Coach Cal coached. You see Richmond come away from the pack to Brazil, back to Richmond! Big to big transition alley-oop.
Well, Billy Richmond's sister runs. You said I wasn't going to get you earlier. So
I didn't measure him. Another alley-oop, and that time the finish is there. So you fail once.
Carter Knox, DJ Wagner, both were on that run last year to the NCAA tournament.
Backdoor cut, and there's the finish. Silky smooth, gliding through the air, changing hands. Acuff for 2 more. The Burries kid of Arizona. Really good guard.
We could go all day.
Yeah. Brazil! Wow! Weaving left to right. Throws it up, and a perfect kiss for the and 1.
Really good. Really good because at that size, 6'10", you got to respect the shot fake and his ability to put it on the floor, absorb the contact. You talked about luck. I mean, that was a little luck probably there. I don't know. That was a lot of skill. He flipped that wrist. He flipped that.
Intentional.
Is this how we decide who gets the free throw if you're the best duo freshman in the country?
This is how you and I decide.
That's good.
This is how you and I decide who pays for dinner tonight, Fish.
No doubt. This is good, man. You know what, though? And I will say this. Since Arkansas came out defensively and established, man, Billy Richmond with the rebound, and then when they get out in transition, this guy is so good.
Goodness gracious. That's just not even fair. A hezzy, and then you just on their way to an 8-3 mark in conference play. Acuff. No.
Oh!
Pringle. Yes.
Big fella. That's what I expect to see out of him. I told him at the
country. Florida is right now clicking on all cylinders.
Well, I think he took pride in going up against LeBaron Philon when they played against Alabama, so I want to see him matched up against.
As a former sharpshooter, your days at Auburn, when you see a zone, did you get excited?
Oh my eyes lit up.
Yeah,
that's easy. That's easy pickings. And Coach Cal getting some of the guys who get a lot.
We'll finish this one up with a 91-62 victory. And improved to 18-6 overall, 8-3 in the SEC. They lead this one wire to wire. 40 minutes of really good basketball for Coach Cal and company. Happy birthday, John Calipari. What a way to celebrate it with a Razorback dub.
Yeah, he said, tell people to stop texting him, though. He knows it's his birthday. just joking. Hey, 420-point win in SEC play, right? Most since 1996-97. Excellent display by the Razorbacks.